3 Siouxland states, despite her late entry into that race.
Woodbury County Commissioner of Elections Pat Gill says the ballots for president aren't set until after the nominating conventions. For Democrats, their convention is next month.
KTIV's Matt Hoffman spoke to election officials today.
Yeah, so Matt, how is all this going to shape up?
Yeah, so basically the good news for election officials is this. The presidential ballots aren't set here, at least in our area, until after those conventions. Since the Democratic Party hasn't had its convention yet, their nominee will still end up on the ballot. Now, Woodbury County Auditor Pat Gill says physical ballots won't be printed until after September 2nd here in Iowa. That means Harris or anyone else who secures the Democratic nomination will appear. In other words, there are no physical ballots sitting around county election offices with President Joe Biden still at the top of the ticket. The ballots will be certified by the Iowa Secretary of State after the Democratic National Convention, which runs August 19th to the 22nd.
In Iowa, we have plenty of time to get things right. And the last day that the state does anything, the Secretary of State's office certifies to the county auditors of Iowa on September 2nd.
Gill says Iowa Democrats may have to redo their state convention because it happened before President Biden dropped out of the race and then endorsed Harris. But while a sitting president dropping out might be rare, Gill says it's business as usual to print the ballots after the convention, even if it's done with some controversy.
And we don't get into the politics of all that. It's there are rules out there, and that's what we proceed by. And then they start at the state level, and they filter on down to us, and they're in place, and those are the ones that we have to live with.
Harris or another nominee would also appear on the ballot in Nebraska and South Dakota, officials confirmed. In both states, the ballots aren't finalized until after the convention, just like here in Iowa. Now, Iowa allows in-person voter registration, including on Election Day. In Nebraska, voters must register by mail or online by October 18th, or they can register in person by the 25th. Finally, in South Dakota, voters must be registered by October 21st. If Harris is nominated by the Democratic delegates, her vice presidential pick would also end up on the ballot through the same process. His or her name would then be placed on the ballot again after the convention. And of course, guys, much of the conversation is centered around Vice President Harris. While it's not a done deal yet, the Associated Press is reporting she has secured enough delegates to win. Final vote to come during that convention.
All right, KTV's Matt Hoffman live in studio tonight. Matt, thanks for the update. Well, we have seen